fuiste el año pasado?
El año pasado fui a Madrid.
Muy bien. Okay, today, what we're going to be looking at today is, I've just brought it forward slightly because the gentleman's going to come and observe you. He wants to watch what you do, what we do in MFL, because we are outstanding. See?
Sí.
So today you are going to be taking pictures of things and putting faces on. I'm going to show you some of the things we've done. What I need you to do, because I'm going to use it as part of an assessment for your speaking, you are going to either do this on your own, there's 21 iPads, or if you're feeling very, very shaky, you can do it with a partner. It's entirely up to you, but you are going to produce 4 15-second brief little conversations. You know how, quiet, you know how normally you come to the front, you do a role play and everybody would watch you, and you're thinking, oh, I don't want to do this because I don't want people looking at me. Well, you don't have to worry about this one, because this, the voice is disguised, nobody's going to really know who it is. And when you share it, you're going to share it. Are you concentrating, young man? When you share it, you're going to share it with 2 other people. They are then going to give you feedback on it. It's called peer assessment, and then you're going to do self-assessment. What's self-assessment?
Where you mark yourself.
Absolutely, where you say what I did well, what I need to remember for next time, what somebody said about me. For example, I could do this and I can take it to Emmy, and Emmy would say, well, do you know, I really like that, we're keeping you up. Hand over your mouth in your place, remember your manners. Take it to Emmy, and Emmy would say, well, do you know, I really like that, Mrs. Fleet. I like the way you use this, and I love that. I'm going to pinch that for mine. But do you think you could have done so-and-so, so-and-so? As long as it's constructive, criticism is something that we improve with, okay? You need your little booklets out, because I need to push you today. I need to get these levels up. We need to have better levels. So, escuchad, contestar en español. Okay, ¿listos?
Nacimos listos.
Cristina, hola Cristina. Tayo. Cristina, ¿por qué no hablas en español? Gracias. Tayo. Tommy Joe. Josh.
Sí, señor.
Kieran.
Sí, señor.
Hola Ellen.
Sí, señora.
Sam. Lewis.
Sí, señor.
Ruby.
Sí, señor.
Greg.
Sí, señor.
Charlotte.
Sí, señora.
Kieran.
Sí, señor.
Alicia.
Sí, señora.
Kieran.
Sí, señor.
Bartek.
Sí, señor.
Katie.
Sí, señor.
T.
Sí, señora.
Morgan.
Sí, señor.
Caitlin.
Sí, señor.
Sean.
Sí, señor.
Casey.
Dante.
Jade.
Sí, señor.
Georgia.
Sí, señor.
Emma.
Sí, señor.
Sammy.
Sí, señora.
Muy bien, estupendo. Right, first of all, I'll show you what the end product looks like. No laughing. As if.
I'm guessing it's going to be hard.
No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Oh my God. So that was that one.
Quiero enviar French Birdie Dallas E2. Quiero enviar French Birdie Chile. Haber to BAL extra hero. Sí, yo veo a
So we have other ones as well. Hola, entra, por favor. Por favor, Emmy, would you like to greet our gentleman, please? Let me show you this one. So that's the type of thing you're going to be looking at doing today. Okay? So you're going to take your iPads, you're going to take a picture. Now, if you're going to take a picture of, for example, the 2 chairs outside, you know, the seats, you push them together, you have to take a picture of the 2 things together. You can take a picture of Tommy Joe and Kieran. Okay? I'd rather you didn't. I'd rather you did a planner and a pencil case, and then you superimpose faces on them. But the main important thing for you to do today is what we've been doing over the last few weeks. You've got 4 15-second sections, which will come to a minute. Okay? We used to be able to link them all together, but RM have stopped us for some reason. So you're going to get 15-second spurges, okay? So you've got to think, what are you going to do? Now let's have a look at some of the criteria that we're aiming for today. Okay, speaking. What level do you think, I could make that a little bit bigger. What level do you think I'm going to expect from you today for your speaking? What do you think? What level? Sam?
2+.
A 2+. And that will give you what? What will 2+ give you? We haven't got a 2+ on there. What will a 2+? What would a 2- give you? Look at it on the board there. Is that good enough?
No.
No. What do we want? ¿A dónde fuiste el año pasado?
El año pasado fui a Madrid.
What tense is that? Past tense. Where's the past tense on there? Where is it? Pardon? 3-. Is that what we're going to aim for? You've got to, you're going to aim higher.
Yeah.
Right, in the backs of your purple books. Backs of your purple books. Don't let anybody see this. You've got your criteria there. So you can perhaps take it up a little bit more. Don't forget, you've got to do your likes and your dislikes. Me gusta, no me gusta. You've got a minute. A minute is a long time to speak in Spanish in 4 15-second blocks. Look at all the different things that you want, that you're going to go for. I always say, aim for the stars, because if you miss the stars, you'll get the horizon. You'll still have a good mark. If you just aim for the horizon and you slip, you just got the, you just got the ground. And we don't do the ground. We do the horizon here and above, don't we? So write it down, the level you're going to go for, and then forget about it. Don't let anybody see it. Then I want you either, if you feel brave, come and get one on your own. If you want to work with a partner, come and get yourself an iPad. Yes. You'll need to get a pen from the front. You need to be looking for the camera on the iPads and Yakit Kids. And it's in the shape of a cow. There's your question that I ask you that you respond to. So you could have 2 bags, a picture of 2 bags. You could have, I don't know, pencil cases talking to each other. What you need to do is get your bums up off the seats now. Let's get moving. Get yourself an iPad and plan now. What you're going to do, you're going to have a conversation. You're aiming for this how are you going to get it? What are you going to do? Counting down from 5, 4. Come on, we haven't got time. 3, 2. Quick. 1. A half. A quarter. Don't forget, I don't go further than 256 because I can't do it. An 8. A 60. A 32. A 64. Right? Okay. Guys. Excuse me. Sammy. Thank you. Arm up. Right. What I want you to do is plan your conversation. You're going to have 15 minutes to do this. Then you can have the fun doing all the filming, putting all the things in. Plan your conversation. What are you going to say? What's the first thing you're going to say? You've got 2 things talking to each other. What's the first thing you're going to say, Sean? Hola, me llamo. Then you're going to say what? Como te llamas? So every time you press these things, and I'm going to let you work out how to do Yakit Kids, because that's half the fun of learning. Because then you press and you can, and as you record, the little lips will move. You can do whatever you want, take pictures or whatever you want, but I want the conversations to that level there. Okay? What you're going to do is you're going to think, how would 2 pencil cases, are you listening to me? How would 2 pencil cases, or 2 seats outside, or 2 lockers, or 2 teachers, how would they greet each other? Bearing in mind the voices are distorted, so when you're doing the talking, nobody will know it's you. Okay? So you want to make sure you've got hello, what's your name? What's another thing we can do? What else can we do?
Where did you go last year?
Where did you go last year? Before we get to that bit, Greg.
How are you?
How are you? We could have a phenomenal with a song, couldn't we? What's the phenomenal? Phenomenal. Da, 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 da. Phenomenal. Da, 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 da. Phenomenal. Da, 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 da. But that will take up a lot of your 15 seconds, so perhaps we won't do that. But it's an idea. Then, so you found out how they are, and they're going to say, how are you? You reply. Then what's the next thing? What else can we do? Will you stop fiddling with your pen, please? Then what else do we do?
Ask them where they live.
That's a good idea, because if you want to chat to someone, you want to know where they live. Where do you live? And what is it like? Describe it. Is it big? Is it small? What else can we do?
How old are you?
How old are you? That's the important one. We're doing a lot. We've done a lot, haven't we? Go on. What about when your birthday is? Can we say that? Mi cumpleaños, yeah? Excelente. You've got all these in your books. What do we need to add in so that we haven't just got a full stop, full stop, full stop? What do we need to add in? Connectives. What type of connectives give us good marks? What have we got?
We've got because.
Because, definitely. I like this because. We've got to do that, because if we don't bring the because in, we're not going to get these high marks, are we? What else, Bartek? You're pretty good at this type of stuff. What else do we need?
Past tense.
Past tense, definitely the past tense. That's when we're going to bring that past tense in, because year 7s don't do past tense. Because for some reason other teachers think year 7s can't do past tense. ¿A dónde fuiste el año pasado, Kieran? El año pasado. Don't be nervous, darling.
El año pasado fui a Madrid.
A Madrid. Que bueno. Fantastic. You've all got your little books. You've got loads of information in your little books. Okay? This is your turn to show me how fantastically independent learners you can be. Pinch things. Be a magpie, because that's where I got this from. Be a magpie. Alright? 15 minutes. Go. Write in your green books for me, guys. Write things in your green books.
I think I've figured it out. I think I have.
You feel brave. Then you can do it. Once you've got your script.
Because that's got my name on it. Yeah, let's just try to do it. Right, yeah, I figured it out. When I see
Questioners, learners.
they just like Buenos días. You write your bit and I write mine. Yamo, not llama. Lamo.
When you say llama,
Yeah, mi amo. Yeah, mi amo. What's that mean, man? Means how are you?
You got 12 minutes, guys.
Muy bien. I'm going to say it's 1 hour.
And in that minute, you have to get as much information as possible.
Did you just want to leave? I'm going to ask you when my birthday is.
What are you doing? No, I want... No. This has got to be done in the green books because these are just purely for filming. Because it's going to take too long, Kieran. You've got 15 seconds, 4 15-second slots, and you've got to get as much information to get the level that you've chosen as quickly as possible. Because you've got to practice it as well. Excellent idea. Excellent idea.
No, start. Here we go, found it. Right. When is your birthday? What? So I've got and then I'll put. What's your name? Comtiamos.
Right, guys, just for 1 second. Okay. Read what you've produced so far. Okay? Evaluate your work against the success criteria. Have you got that level that you decided on yet? And if not, why not? Because you only have a very short period of time to get this written down. Now, Christina had a brilliant idea. She's used the stuff that you've already got in your books. Why reinvent the wheel when you've got the stuff already there for you? Okay? Conversation's going on. So come on, please, let's get this. Make a small change and then carry on. Come on, quick. 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
Okay,
So Margot is doing the animals. And don't you remember?
No, because it wouldn't make sense for the animals. So have a look.
Okay, but I really want the conversation before the pictures. Yeah. See, took away this box set. Muy bien. I like that. Over there. Don't believe it.
I am also 11 years old. I am.
I'm doing voice. We nearly there. Are we nearly there yet? Are we doing it? Alright? We're there.
Años es 14 Tengo 10 español. No me la creo. You get to ask me on my birthday. You count. Are you filming this level? Yeah, better at maths. Hola, ¿cómo te llamas? I love that camera. I love that camera.
8 minutes.
Muy bien, gracias.
How are you doing? Have you got all the conversation?
No. ¿Cuántos años tienes?
Have you got?
Right, so put it after Picana with like a line.
Have you got? Which one did you have?
So after
You said you had that one. Are we able to do this? You've got this conversation. That means you know it. Means you know it.
No me la creo. And then she'll ask you how you feel. No, I've answered that.
You also say, okay, that.
Yeah, that's... One sec. Okay, we've got it in here. When are we going to... So
7 minutes.
I'll say me compleanno.
Right, have we got a past tense in yet?
What are you saying?
Have we got where do you live?
That's the birthday. Me too. And then no, that's why you should say me too.
Use it, you've got about 6 minutes now.
I'll say don't. So this could be one conversation over.
Right guys, eyes front. Eyes front, how do we pause this for a minute? Right. Okay, eyes front. Have you got to where you should be yet? If not, why not? Instead of thinking blah, 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 use the resources that you've got. Quickly get all that conversation so you can then practice it for a few minutes before you do your filming. You should have, hi, how are you, the meet and greet. You should have, when's your birthday? How old are you? My birthday is this. Where do you live? I live there. You should have, how are you? You should have, where did you go last year? Those of you that want to extend that, instead of saying, ¿a dónde fuiste el año pasado? How would you say, where did you go last month? Where did you go last week? These are all things that will get you noticed by an examiner and will give you better marks. You've all got these little booklets. You should be working a lot faster, getting a lot more information in. Look at what you've set yourself, that target you've set yourself, that goal at. Are you listening to me, young lady? Look at what you've set your goal at and then aim for it and then build it around it. Go for the past tense first and build it around it. You've got to be more spontaneous. Okay, I'll carry it on. Go. Right, instead of doing that, you should be doing the conversation. Well, yes, but you should have all the conversation.
What to say? How old are you? Ask me.
Come on, Sammy, wake up. Let's have some work. Tayo. Is what? Tango. Tango. Like tango. Yeah, I am tango. Whatever. To say how old are you? ¿Cuántos años tienes? That's on your sheet. That's here somewhere. ¿Cuántos años tienes, Angelica?
So we've gone. Let's just put that in first. Birthdays and how old you are in second. Now when you've done that, you'll say,
Okay, guys, you've got 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
You've been using these books to help you plan what you're writing. You just explain how you're using these to help
2 minutes in counting.
Because in this book Miss did them so like we can use this vocabulary and that so we know if the stuff we can explain.
Questions you can ask and things you haven't learned yet.
So what have you used from it so far? What are you writing?
Use the connect to.
At the back there's like certificates for different things, and I've already done a meet and greet with my granddad, so I've learned some of the stuff out.
Abuelo, is that right? Abuelo, granddad? Never mind. Okay.
And then it's got
I've done that page.
questions.
I've filled that page.
A lot of people like to use that one quite a lot.
So have you used that in here, in your conversation here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not the blazer one.
Great. So you're taking the things from this vocabulary book and using them during the lesson to help plan. Has anyone told you to do that, or did you just think, I'm going to do that?
We're using these ones as well.
This said just like use the resources to help.
So you thought through what you were going to do?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're also using notebooks, which I've used for these.
Okay, great. Well, go. I'm going to let you get back to it. Thank you very much. It's really easy.
But say after one day going to yeah, and then what else can we put? Because that's a bit boring for the last bit.
Right, guys, 1 minute.
to meet again, like, on, and then put like a date. What page? Let's meet. Oh, it's here.
What are you checking out in the dictionary?
I'm trying to find rugby.
Rugby?
Yeah.
Is that something you do often? Does Miss tell you to go to the dictionary, or are you allowed to just go up and...
Yeah, we have to use dictionaries if we can't find a word.
Right, guys.
Here we go.
Year 7. Year 7. Not bent elbows, please. Straight arms. Excuse me, Levin. Thank you. Right, you should now have your conversation. What you need to think of. Does it reach the category that you've set yourself? Put your hand down for a minute. Does it reach that category? It's got to be spontaneous. So what you need to do now for a couple of minutes is read through the conversation. Practice, 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 practice. Then, when you're ready, because I don't really want you reading from the sheet, because that's just reading. I need you speaking. I need to hear you speaking. On the camera, on the iPad, you go and take a picture of 2 things together. You can't take a picture of, say, Mr. Leatherby and someone else. They have to be in the same shot together. Like 2 lockers. We stop playing with the iPads. 2 lockers, 2 chairs, 2 of the seats outside, 2 coats. Use your imagination. I'd rather you didn't take pictures of other children. I'd rather you use your imagination. It's much more fun. Then superimpose the faces that you want. That's the fun bit. And then, when you've got it, you're going to work out how to do the recording. I'll give you a clue, excuse me. What you do is you'll tap on one, and you'll talk and you'll blah, 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 and then you tap, blah, 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 tap, blah, blah, blah. 15 seconds. You've got 4 15-second blocks. In that minute, because we can't join them together, but we will have the 4 together, you've got to achieve that level. We want to see at the end of the lesson that you've achieved what you set out to do at the beginning of the lesson. Some people down here have got a future tense in as well by using those booklets. We've not done future tense, but they've managed to put it in. And it will just be that little bit of a lift we need. Okay? So practice very quickly, a couple of minutes to practice. And when you're ready, do your photographing. Don't be lost.
Yeah, that's one paragraph. Then move it down. No, I think now we need to go on to that 15 seconds. Hola, me llamo Andy. Hola, me llamo Ruby. ¿Cuántos años tienes? Tengo 12 años. No me lo creo. Tengo también 12 años. ¿Cuándo es tu cumpleaños? Mi cumpleaños es el 18 de octubre. So that's going to take 15. Yeah, but then can I just say you too? And then you can just no, then we need to go on to the next bit. No, I really want to listen to the different so then what's like that? Then just like mi Right, then we need to be able to stuff like
Alright guys, what I want you to do now is you take photographs, because we haven't got very long, excuse me. You haven't got very long, Because what I want you to do is record these conversations, and then you look at them and you think, oh, I like that, I like what I did there, because I've got some little pieces of paper for you to write down and stick in your books. But better still, you are then going to take your end result to somebody else and say, there's mine, what do you think? And you can all have a good giggle and a good laugh. We haven't got very long to get this all done, okay? Take your photographs, put your conversations, go, go, go.
That's got
You want to say Tammy, how did you do that?
Hola, me llamo Greg, ¿cómo te llamas? Hola, me llamo Tayo, ¿qué tal? Fenomenal, ¿y tú? Fantástico, gracias. Is that what I saw?
Oh, we're still gonna do that.
Why? Why? Smokey mouth. Squeaky mouth. Oh God, Kieran, what happened?
The lock is burning down.
That was just take first to the right hand. Okay, now I'll put it coming out the nose.
Does anybody want to use a pen?
Come on, Esther. Muy bien, gracias. Tengo 11. Oh. Right, we did it wrong. We didn't click on the other person when we were talking. We just that one talking the entire time. Delete that scene. There's only that's funny. That's you. Easy goals, Tish. You say yours. Hola, mi amor. Hola, Morgan. Mi amor Casey. ¿Cómo estás? Bien, bien. Muy bien, gracias. ¿Cuántos años tienes, Casey? Tengo 11. ¿Y tú?
I don't want a lot of emphasis on all this prettiness. It's got to be the conversation.
It's so funny, the conversation.
It's got no eyes.
I don't know how to get him on.
Under his nose, under that one.
You've got that one.
Put that little one on the trash. Oh, wait. Put that little one on the trash before it's gone.
Talking. Shall we talk?
Yeah, well.
Let's see if there's anything. Oh, especially
Buenicas chicas.
Buenos días, me llamo Obama. ¿Cómo te llamas?
Me llamo Sefra. We have to split it up into bits, you know. Yes, we do. Buenos días.
Buenos días, me llamo Obama. ¿Cómo te llamas?
Me llamo Sefra.
Yeah? Okay, got 3 more minutes, guys. 3 more minutes. 3 more minutes to get those 4 sections together. We've got to get that level. You've used negatives, you've used yes? Yes.
She hasn't saved it and we don't know how to do that.
Alright, if you haven't saved it, right, what you do is this yours now?
¿Cuántos años tienes? Tengo años 3. No me lo creo. Tengo años 3. ¿Dónde fuiste? Hola. You didn't. Why didn't you say you're lying? I did. I said ¿dónde fuiste? El año pasado. Hola. ¿Cómo te llamas? Me llamo T. Tengo 11 años. ¿Qué haces? Estudio España. No me la creo. Cambianos es el Mi cambianos es
He said you were doing the beeping. Can we look at the other ones? Yeah. Ready? Let's go on camera.
Greg, I know you saw my hand. You've got a problem with the elbow. Now, can we stop them, please? Okay. In your pairs, how many of you actually arrived at, I know in your writing you will have done, but in your speaking, who has arrived at the level they set themselves, at the criteria? Well done, brilliant, brilliant. How do you know? Excuse me. How do you know?
You've been able to ask and answer questions and use past and present and future tense.
So you've used 3 tenses, and you've been able to ask and answer questions. And did you enjoy doing that with your 2 bags there? Was it good way? Better than standing at the front and doing the old role play? Okay, you now need to write down what you did well. And then what we will do next lesson, we'll save these, because these stay on the things now. Take a couple of sheets out, pass them round for me, please. Who else has achieved what they set out to do? Who else has got there? Brilliant. Nearly. And a bit more time you would have done it. Yeah? Okay, we can carry on with these. Great. Very nearly.
Yeah.
Right, guys. Look at the back of your books at the level that you put down. Bartek, por favor, escucha. Back of your books, look at what level you put down that you'd aim for today. You've all got one of these little sheets which we will fill in. It might not necessarily be completed today, but we will fill in. Excuse me. Right, monsters. Monstruos, escuchad. Look at what you put down. Did you achieve it? If you did, brilliant. How did you do it? What makes you know that you've got that level? The two girls at the front explained beautifully how they got to that level. What is the purpose of doing something like this? Why did we do this? What is the purpose of writing it down after and saying, well, we got a level 3 because we did this, this and this? Why, Greg? Are you just stretching in my lesson? Or are you going to answer a question?
So you know what you're talking about?
Sort of. I'm not really bothered about that, am I? What am I bothered more about, Sam?
You're just saying we're not going to be writing things down.
Well, absolutely. You're not going to say, espera un momento. No, what else am I looking for here?
Because it will help you with your vocabulary, and when you use an assessment of things, it will really help you.
That's the one. And what else? What else? What do I say about languages? It's not like other subjects where it's just in a topic. What are you going to do with what you've learned today? How are you going to use that again? Or is it just going to be filed away and forgotten? What are you going to do with it? Emmy?
You'll use it in the next lesson, and if you ever have to do things like today's lesson where you've had to go over what you've already learned, you can use that into either your conversation or your writing.
Okie doke. What I need you to do, because we haven't got an awful lot of time, I want you to very quickly show or share what you've done with somebody else and let them give you a bit of feedback on it, okay? I'm going to give you 5 minutes to just share with somebody else what you've done. Even if you've not done a lot, 5 minutes to share. I want you to give an opinion back to those people. No, I know.
Camera roll. What? You're in the camera roll. No, you're not. Caitlin. Go onto the home and click camera roll. I need to be careful when I'm pronouncing words.
Sorry, do you mind just explain what you did well today and what level you got to and how you know you got there?
Well, I tried to work for a level 3 course because I thought I know I can speak in past and present, but I wasn't sure about future, and I tried it and it worked quite well.
So can you give me an example of the future tense you use?
Future like mañana hora música, as in like I'm going to listen to music at the weekend, like so that's in the future tense.
And you use voy a as well?
Yeah.
Voy a mañana.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then what do you need to do next? What do you need to do next?
Well, I need to like try and do it without having to write it down, like come off it with the top of my head.
To make it spontaneous?
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I need to learn how to pronounce the words a bit better. Yeah, I was like, yeah, we should pass the sentence and all that. I don't even know why.
I do like
Straight, please. We do not do bent elbows here. Right, that was amazing, guys. Absolutely amazing. Considering you've never used those programs before, considering you've never used those programs before, some of you were a bit mixed up with technology, but that's fine. These little sheets, do not lose these little sheets, because we will go through this on Friday. What I want you to think about is what you've learned today. I don't mean language-wise. I don't mean the language, because we know what you've learned language-wise. I want you to think now for a few seconds, what have you learned today? What can you do today, now, that you couldn't do when you came in that door an hour ago? The language you've proved all that. You proved the stuff with the language. So we know that before you came through the door, you couldn't say this, you couldn't say that. But what can you do now that you couldn't do when you first came in? I know what it is, but I want to see what you think. Greg?
Have a proper conversation in Spanish.
Yeah, I think you can safely say that that's the truth. Tayo?
How to use the Yakit program.
Yeah, that's another one. Emmy?
I was going to say the same this time.
Okay. Jade?
Like to know, like, that you can reach things, like you don't always have to be right.
That's nearly there. We're nearly there.
How to work independently.
Well, very, very much so, Christina. That goes without saying. We'll get back to what Jade was saying about how to get to your target, Emmy.
Trial and error.
Trial and error. I like that one. Trial and error. Did you find this easy to do?
No.
No? So what do you think makes you, as language learners, stand out in so many years' time when you go for a job or when you go for college? What makes you stand out from someone who hasn't got languages? Greg?
I was going to say that you can have a conversation with them.
Yeah, I'm just thinking back to what she just said about it's not easy. Can you put your hand over your mouth when you yawn, please?
We carried on trying until we got it right.
You did? And what do you think employers and college principals know?
Loyalty and reliability.
Yeah,
to carry
and
on.
that's right, and persistency. Because how many of you actually said, oh, I've done that wrong, I want to do it again. And you got it right the second, yeah, loads of times, yeah. Instead of going, oh, I can't do this, which is what we get, oh, this is difficult, I can't do this. What did you do?
China.
You just kept on. And that's the thing with languages. So that's what you've learned today. You've learned to be persistent. You've learned to be really hardworking. You've learned your languages. You've learned to have a conversation. You've learned to be independent workers. But more importantly, you've worked in teams. And hasn't that made it a bit easier?
Yeah.
Yeah? Don't you think? Right, as quickly as possible. Close your books, put your books back. Don't lose those sheets. Put the iPads back in the boxes for me, please.